All right, well, we've got our matching anodizing going on, but the amount of expansion that this expander plug can offer is a little less than what I need. So what do we do? Dang. Well, okay, I'll be back. All right, I know this looks really ridiculous with all these spacers up on the top, but I really don't want to cut the steer yet until I get the position figured out exactly where I want it, and I figure out for sure which stem I want to use. So there's still some potential fine-tuning here, and I'm just not completely ready to commit. This through. There we go. Okay, very good. And then this one. I should clean up this cable a little. I'll do that later. We just want to get this thing hooked up for now. Oh yeah. All right, guys, this is just gonna be. All right, so I'm just putting a little quick rear brake cable adjustment. This is not the final position at all. This is just to take it off the stand right now. Yeah, see, I gotta adjust these pads. Wow, that's not even close enough. So, close enough. Oh, and before we go anywhere, there was a question in the comments about the front derailleur, and someone asked what kind of front derailleur. This is a Campanello Chorus front derailleur, and this is the GRX crankset. So there's a little bit of an incompatibility going on here. The GRX, turns out, and I forgot about this when I picked up this crank, is that it has a 2.5 millimeter wider chain line, and that is because of the extra tire clearance that the GRX is designed for. This derailleur is designed for a typical road bike chain line. So I have set the limit screws out a little bit, and so far it seems to be shifting the way I have it set up. It seems to work. Now Campy or Campagnolo says that you need to be able to shift from the small ring to the upper ring with 3 clicks of the shifter, and I'm not sure if that's what's going on, because this has a bunch of clicks for it to go down. The very last click, and some of you Campy experts out there can tell me, the very last click doesn't really move the derailleur very much. It's just it's like it goes click, click. They're kind of big clicks, and then there's one last one that's feels like a shorter click. So if I don't count that click and I just do the 3 main clicks, it will shift in 3 clicks from the bottom ring or the inner ring to the upper ring. So I don't know. You guys that know more about Campy can let me know if that's still wrong. And if it is, and I need to get a GRX front derailleur, that's no problem. But I'm hoping I can use the Campy derailleur. I think it's a nice looking one. It's got a really well built design to it, and I'm hoping to try to use the parts that I already have. Anyway, let me put these pedals on, and then I'm gonna go for a little spin on this bike for the very first time. I'm really excited. Just take this down and look at it here. All right. Too many. All right, well, I threw on some really cheap flat pedals just for this first test. And this is literally going to be the very first time I pedal this bike. So, yeah, so let me put it in the small ring. Okay, it's in the small ring. So it shifts. This is a campy chorus front derailleur with the Shimano GRX crankset. And someone in the comments pointed out that the GRX has a 2.5mm wide or wider chain line. So the front derailleur on this might not work really well, so we're gonna kind of try this out. It might not work well, so I'm gonna try it out. And it's supposed to shift according to the Campagnolo tuning guide for front derailleur adjustment. It's supposed to shift with 3 clicks up from the small ring. Well, got a bunch of cables sticking out and stuff here. This really hasn't been completely put together. I don't even have bar tape. So anyway, this is just a first test ride. I'm just gonna ride down the street here and see if it works. Whoa.
Is it shifting between gears all right?
Yeah, it's shifting perfect.
What?
I can't believe it. And you know what? For the very first, I mean, all I really did was measure the saddle height with a tape measure real quick and just clamped it down. I'm amazed how well the fit is already. And you know, I just kind of guessed on the spacers here, but so far I've got the 10mm for the cable hanger. I got another 15mm for spacers, and I feel really upright, quite a bit more upright. I think it has a lot to do with the long fork and then the larger head tube. This is 180mm. It's pretty comfortable. Also, these modern bars, you know, the ramps are shorter than the Nitto bars that we like on our rando bikes. These are shorter, so it has kind of it feels good for being a longer frame. I made sure that the frame was a little longer because I knew I was going to be running more modern brake lever shifters on it and these different handlebars. So we tried to compensate by increasing the reach by a full centimeter on this bike. So I could go with a longer stem, and I think I might even be able to go with that -17 like I was looking at, only for the aesthetic reasons, which are you get a flat stem. I kind of like the way that looks, but you know, this one would work too. So anyway, I'm gonna ride around a little bit more just to see how it feels. The Grand Bois brakes feel pretty good. The pads, I didn't even really mess with them too much. I think they're gonna need a little adjusting, and I don't know if I'll stick with these cartridge type pads. I might go for the full, what are they called? Cool Stop, with their full Cool Stop integrated ones. I like those a lot because they have a lot of give to them. But the bike definitely feels taller. That's one thing I'm noticing right off the bat. You know, the bigger wheels, you know, the bike does feel noticeably bigger.
Oh, it does?
Higher, yeah. Like you feel higher off the ground. But
even than your other fits?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Front brake?
What?
I mean, it's amazing braking. I was thinking, oh, you know, they don't stop as good as my other bike, but that's because I don't even have a rear brake. Look, there's no rear brake right now. So yeah.
Wow, this is your first ride on this
and
bike.
I have to say, even with the leather saddle, this thing it's surprisingly light, even with these heavy pedals on it. So, John, I think it's safe to say that you found a winning combination here. This is so cool. I cannot wait to go do a real long distance road ride on it. Right now it's in road bike mode with the 44 millimeter Derailleur. What was it called? Derailleur?
Derailleur.
Derailleur tires. France, it does feel a little different riding no-handed. What do you think, man?
Okay, let's see. What else can we ask you about?
The steering's good. Steering is good. The I do feel the extra stiffness of the oversized down tube.
That's what I was going to ask you. How does the frame feel?
It feels like, it really does feel a lot like my road bike, but there's something else about it that I can't quite put my finger on yet. I mean, obviously the bigger tires, but there's something different. I'm really liking it. It feels really light after riding our other bikes. You know, you can definitely feel. I want you to get on. I want you to ride it. I think I think you're gonna enjoy testing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, yeah, it feels very similar to my 7 as far as the flex goes. But the fact that it just has these big tires is just gonna make this thing. It's gonna be the West. This is the West County machine. This is the West County machine. And I don't know. What do you think about the like the anodizing details and stuff on it? I mean, picture this being cut down. Possibly I'll go with the horizontal stem, but I don't know. I'm kind of liking that the stem sort of matches. What do you think? The stem matches the slope of the top tube, or do you think it would look better with the stem level and then the top tube sloping down?
I kind of like a level stem.
Yeah. Okay.
If I had to choose between the two.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the color.
Yeah, this color combo. It looks like Christmas.
Does it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting. Wasn't thinking Christmas. But, okay. Wow. Wow. So cool. It's just so cool to, like, put something on paper and then see it in real life, you know? It's just so neat.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and then this thing I think I might need to do a little bit of filing on this because it's kind of hanging up a little bit. This bolt is a little too close to the seat post. So to get that straightened out so that I get a much better angle. So that's something I might have to do. I got to get a little bit different compression plug. The one that I have doesn't work for this. I had to put a shim on it just to make it work for now. But I think it's ready to actually go out and test ride. I'll dial in the brakes a little bit first and get those set up. And yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
This is really nice. You're gonna love riding this.
I think so. I mean, I love riding my other one too, but I know that this one is going to be really fast on the climbs. That's what I do know.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be really fast downhill. So watch out, Miss Schools. Significantly higher off the ground.
You look a little taller. Well, but what's the bottom bracket height?
This one has a very low bottom bracket. How does the reach look? Do I look like I'm reaching far? Here I am if I was down in the drops.
Actually, does it feel about the same as the other fits? Does it feel...
Yeah, I mean, when I'm sitting here, this feels pretty much like the other one.
Yeah, it looks pretty similar.
Well,